In 2014, Elizabeth Holmes seemed to have it all. After dropping out of Stanford at 19, Elizabeth founded Theranos, a biotech startup that claimed they could test for hundreds of underlying health conditions with only a drop of blood. Theranos grew exponentially, reaching a $9 billion valuation at its peak. This was a revolutionary technology and had the potential to completely alter modern medicine. This all came to a screeching halt in 2018, when Holmes was convicted of fraud and faces up to 20 years in prison. The technology which Holmes claimed could cure people of illness turned out to be a scam, and Holmes deceived millions of patients, doctors, and investors, promising a product that she knew was a lie since the very beginning of its existence.
Guy Kawasaki states that the three traits that all good leaders must have are empathy, honesty, and humility. Unfortunately, Elizabeth Holmes severely lacked all three, and in the end found herself in serious legal and financial trouble due to this fact. Before a string of lies came to light, Holmes was a merciless and unempathetic boss, ruthlessly firing people. In fact, after firing one of the lead engineers at Theranos, Holmes is quoted to have said, "I don't care, we can change people in and out, the company is all that matters." Furthermore, when Holmes was upset with an employee, she would often give them the silent treatment, refusing to acknowledge her own coworkers on a regular basis. The people working under Holmes have said they felt afraid to voice their concerns to Holmes and the other Theranos leaders, fearful of being reprimanded or fired if they spoke up against the CEO. The story of Theranos is one of an unempathetic leader creating a hostile work environment, and if Holmes had been a more empathetic CEO, many of the company's problems may have been avoided.
It was concealed from investors.
You think it was intentional that they hid it?
Oh, it was absolutely intentional.
Guy Kawasaki stresses the importance of honesty to leadership, but it would be too hard to list every single lie that Holmes has told, so instead I'll just list some of the biggest that we know of. Her blood testing technology never did what it told investors it could. The machine could only do a dozen of the 200 it claimed to. Phony demonstrations with major clients such as Walgreens were routine. She falsified clinical trials. She also claimed to have a military contract with the U.S. Department of Defense in Afghanistan, when that never happened. She only made $10,000 in a year while projecting and acting as though she had made over $100 million. She also claimed to be above requiring FDA approval. However, the FDA never backed this claim. And last but not least, and my personal favorite, this isn't even her real voice.
When you work to change things, and
she made up an entire voice, so much so that when she returned to Stanford after graduating, her professors were shocked to see what had happened.
Kawasaki's third requirement for a good leader is humility, which he defines as having or showing a consciousness of one's defects or shortcomings, not proud, not self-assertive, and above all else, modest. Elizabeth Holmes was a CEO who was motivated by fame, success, and wealth, and who prioritized achieving her own personal goals above people's health and safety, which is the opposite of humility. In addition, Elizabeth was a militant leader and utilized bullying tactics to keep her employees submissive to her. They were bullied into silence, and when they voiced their concern or tried to take action against Holmes, they were ousted from the company and silenced through legal action. Holmes was terrified of appearing weak, and admitting failure was not an option in her mind. She lacked humility to such a high degree, which is a large reason why Theranos ended up failing.